and this is the Book Common Room podcast. Hi everyone, welcome back to our spoiler-filled episode. I'm excited to take like a full deep dive into this book. And I feel like since it is a children's book and it is short, we really can't actually take a deep dive into it.
Oh yeah, because and we'll put art up if we want, or we'll just show you the book because it's just too good.
It's just so good. So I'm really excited just to get into it. So I don't know. Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Let's just
the
do it.
The boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse.
Yes. Okay. Lauren, do you want to start?
Yes.
What is your review of this book?
My review of the book?
Yes.
I kind of talked about it a little bit last time. I feel like this book has kind of existed my whole life. Weirdly enough. Like I feel like I've seen it, or like the cover just like seems so like reminiscent of like some other children's books I was like exposed to as a kid. But I had never read them. And then I like got older and then I finally read this, and then Callie was like, oh, this came out in 2019. I was like, 2019? Like I feel like I've seen this when I was a wee bab.
We started college in 2019, right? Yeah, at least I did.
I started 2020.
No.
Actually, that's a lie. I feel freaking old. I started college in 2017.
Dang.
When we graduated, because
Uh-huh.
I was on the younger end, so I was 17 when I graduated high school, and then I turned 18 over the summer, and then started my freshman year that fall, and then did.
You took a little bit of a break.
And then I did school for 1 year, took a break from 2018 to 2020.
Yeah.
And then
went back.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We were in college for so long.
Yeah, 5 years for my English degree.
It's okay. You did a lot.
Who cares? It's not a race.
It's not a race. It's not a race.
Okay, y'all, like, some people took longer, and some people did school later, and so, like, who... There's like, everyone's doing their own thing.
Yes.
But it doesn't make me feel old when I think about that. But yeah, 2019 is when this came out, and so I just was like, what? Anyway, so I finally read this, and I just loved it. I just fell in love with it. It felt very healing. And I think it's just because I just really fell in love with these characters. And I felt like I was the boy in the book. I felt similar to him. I feel like he has just a lot of doubts. But he also is very aware of the animals that he meets. And I just love it so much. I also just identify with the mole. He just wants cake.
He does just want cake.
He just wants cake. I think one of my favorite parts, I took a picture of this, and it's so, like this, there's this picture, and we can put it up on the screen, if it's hard to see this.
A storm of life.
Exactly, this is like you can see the animals, and you see the boy in these woods, and you can just tell that they've been shaped by the wind and like the storms of life. And I feel like this resonates with me a lot, just because I don't know if it's OCD or like some level of OCD or what, but I do feel like a lot of the times I just feel out of control, and that is just so infuriating. And they said, like, when the big things feel out of control, focus on what you love right under your nose. And I was like, oh, like I worry that people read this and feel like the author might be oversimplifying, but I don't think he is.
No.
Like, I don't think it's making these big things of life muddle down to like, oh, you can just fix it with this. But it's just helping you, like, when things feel big and out of control, people recommend try to find something to ground you in the present, and that's something that will ground you, is like focusing on what you love right under your nose.
Yeah.
And so, like, if that's like your family, or like there's people in your life, just allow that to help ground you. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. So I read that, and I just felt like it like was for me, and I'm 26 years old, and I'm like, just think about like little children reading that. So I love that part. There's like other parts in the book that are so good. The horse always says like some crazy stuff. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy. I think like towards the end, he said, always remember you matter. You're important and you are loved and you bring to the world things no one else can. And I think that's so sweet because like, it's kind of like what we talked about in our last episode where sometimes like children's books feel fake because of their fictitious storylines or repetitive storylines, and sometimes feel like false hope, or just like you're special, and it's like, okay, like I don't know, like it's like in Incredibles where he's like, if everyone's super, no one is. Yeah. So it's like if we're all special, like great. I feel like this book just like helps you understand, like it's not just about being like special or standing out, but just knowing that you bring something no one else brings into this world and we need it. And that's so sweet. Yeah. It's just like, I think every kid needs to know that. I think every kid needs to know that they have value and that they bring something that no one else can do. Like they have a voice and they have a way of doing things and quirks and ways of thinking that no one else has, and we need that. And so I don't know, it was precious. So I loved it, clearly.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I had never thought about how people might think he's like oversimplifying all of this stuff, because I didn't think that at all. Well, first I was like, well, this is made for kids, so it's gonna be simple.
Yeah.
But I also feel like as an adult, it is annoying when you're going through something hard and someone's like, it's okay, it'll just work out in the end.
Or like there's a reason for this.
Yeah, because I mean, they're technically not wrong.
Yeah.
It is just gonna work out. But I also feel like in the moment, that's not what I need.
No.
But I feel like the difference between that and how he does it is he's still acknowledging the storms, how life is hard, you're in it, but it's like giving you tools on how to overcome it and cope with it, which is why I really appreciate everything that he said. When you feel out of control, look at what you love right under your nose. Like that's not going to fix the problem.
No.
But it is going to help ground you and help refocus you. And I feel like that's more comforting than it'll just work out in the end.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is it's helping you switch your mindset enough to be able to get yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get in these moments where you're stuck, whatever the situation is, and these are like, this is like something that can help you get unstuck. Is like think about the people that love you, or what's right in front of you right now. Because if you're thinking about all of this and there's this thing right in front of you that's just not getting done, like that's what you should focus on. So I love it. And also it's like a group of people that care about each other, giving each other comfort.
Yeah.
And so I think that also helps, is because it's coming from a place where these people care about you in the book. Like, so like the horse cares about the boy, the mole cares about the fox. He like put himself in danger because the fox was like, I'm gonna eat you, and he like helped him get out. And so I just feel like I also like how he chose to do it through a group of very different characters, but they all care about each other. So when they give feedback, it's a lot easier to take in, because you know that like whatever, it's not just like advice, but it's like they're listening and then they're giving their personal experience.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I know, and I feel like, at least for me, I've identified with each one of the characters at different points in my life.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite thing about the mole is he just wants cake. He's just
Yes!
hungry.
He's just hungry. But there is a part where he changes
He
it
does.
from cake.
He just wants to hug.
Yeah,
His
he's
hugs
gonna
last
hug.
longer.
So
cute. But I feel like with the fox, you meet him and he's tied up, right? So he's been hurt by life.
Yeah.
And so that's why he's quiet and like standoffish. But I feel like I've been the fox before, where I just don't want to talk. I don't even really want to do anything, but I want to be with the people I love still. And just like hang around them. And that is enough.
Yeah.
Or been the horse and it felt like you've been ridiculed, so you're gonna hide your wings.
Yeah.
But then you find your friends and your people, and they're the ones that are like, no, it's okay, show your wings.
Yeah.
That's what makes you awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like I've just been each person in different phases of my life, so that's also why I loved it.
I love that. Like,
So I could relate to it.
I love that, like, take.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's the other thing. This book can grow with you because at different times you're going to feel like different characters.
Yeah. And as a kid, kids probably haven't most children haven't gone through stuff that has caused them to feel like different characters, but because you're learning and teaching early on, they already have those tools.
Yeah.
So when they go through those experiences, it's like, oh, I just need love. I need kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like, it's so simple, but it can be so hard. Just
Yeah.
remember those things.
Yeah. It's so true. And I just, yeah, we just love this book. I was going to go into just a little bit of different representations.
Yeah.
You already touched on it, like with what the fox kind of represents, and like the horse, and you see that play out throughout the story. I was just gonna do a quick little spiel of like the different human experiences that are kind of embodied in these characters. So you have the boy at the beginning who's like representing like curiosity and sometimes the lost parts of us, seeking understanding, trying to seek guidance. He symbolizes innocence.
He just wants to be kind when he grows up.
Yeah, he symbolizes innocence and like this need for knowledge because he's constantly asking questions, wanting to know different things about life. And then you meet the mole, who embodies like kindness and enthusiasm and greed with his cake. But he also represents this aspect of like wisdom, and like the mole throughout the book has like this ability to comfort people, and so that's kind of the mole character. And then the fox, like you said, is like the part of us that's been hurt. It's like the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse kind of make up a human, like what it means to be like a human. And so the fox is representing like that hurt that we've experienced, and how when you've been hurt, it leads you to being like weary, exhausted, you're cautious, the tendency to withdraw from people, to be isolated, slow to trust people. But the thing is, he still wants to connect with people. Like, he still wants to be a part of something, even though he's quiet. He still I think that's all of us. Like, all of us tend to feel lonely and we want connection, but we also don't want to be hurt. That's the fox. And then the horse represents the deepest, wisest parts of ourselves, which is why, like, a lot of the lines that I feel like I really enjoy come from the horse, because the horse is, like, dropping those and he's supposed to like be an embodiment like of our soul. He offers strength, perspective, and unconditional love, which is a huge theme in the book. It's like this unconditional love and acceptance, in the sense that like you don't need to do anything to be loved. Like, you just, because you exist, you're loved. And so those are the different aspects of the animals and how they embody being human. Which is super deep for children.
It is deep.
Probably we'll go over, well, who knows?
The Cat in the Hat.
Who knows? Yeah, no, not the cat. Thing one, thing two. Those books drove me nuts sometimes, because I was like, they are a mess. Like, they are making a mess. I cannot handle this chaos. But I think something worth noting is those aspects of the characters that I think the author was kind of getting at.
Other than just the whole like different character, my other favorite part, my favorite quote, is at the very end. Okay, hold on, let me get to it. The only issue I have with this book is it doesn't have page numbers.
I know, it has no page numbers, but the thing is, that's his point at the beginning of the book too. He's like, you can start at the middle, you can start at the end, you can mark up the page.
That's true.
It's supposed to be just like a whenever you need it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's logistically, that's frustrating.
Moments like this, I'm like, where did it go?
Where is it? But yes,
Okay,
I'm excited to hear your
thoughts.
thoughts.
I didn't find it. Oh, It is the very end.
Oh, okay.
It's literally the last page.
Oh.
That's why I couldn't find it.
I gotta find it.
So it's just like the page right before his little thank you.
Oh yeah, his. Oh, I loved this page. Okay, girl. Yes.
It's literally the last page.
Yep.
So this was my favorite part. I feel like this part stuck out to me the most. It says, sometimes all you hear about is the hate, but there's more love in this world than you could possibly imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like currently for me that stuck out the most because I think it's just easy to focus on hate.
Mm-hmm.
Like hate, anger, sadness, those feelings are really easy to emote. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's just really easy to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really easy to find the bad out there because it's just everywhere and it's easy to find. So at least for me, I fall into the trap of like just focusing on that and like losing everything else. But I loved how simple that was. Like, I love how he acknowledged it. Like, yeah, it's easy. There is a lot of hate, but there's so much more love than we can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those quotes, like moments where I sat there and I was like, yeah, you've got how many families out there whose parents love their kids.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like not every family is perfect, but there's so many people out there that just love their children. And like that's their whole point. Or they have a friend that they love. Like there's just so much love that is out there. And I was like, oh, well that's just so hopeful. And I was like, okay, my day's better.
Yeah. I love that. Like it exists and it's so true. It's like so easy to like, I don't know, like when the world is so loud about stuff, it makes everything seem like that's all that there is.
Yeah.
And so when there is just so much hate and contention and division, all you see, that's all you feel there is existing. But then you like get those like sweet videos where it's like this person like sees the effort of another person and like thanks them for it. Or like, I don't know, like just people being kind to other humans, and you see those videos online and you're like, okay, there's good in the world. And there is love, and there's all different forms of love through like service, through families, through found families, whatever. And I really love that. It's such a good take. I love it.
That was my favorite quote. Okay, so those were kind of our reviews. So as normal, I've crafted questions because I think that's just how I think. I always come up with questions. And I always like to see how people think about things. So I feel like last episode we talked a lot about the benefits is reading as like being read to as a child. We didn't really get into our own personal experiences.
No.
So I'm kind of curious.
Yeah.
For you, Lauren, did your parents read to you as a young child?
They did. My parents did read to me.
I love that.
And I had my favorite books. Usually it was a visual thing.
Yeah.
So like my favorite books were like the pretty books. Which hasn't changed. When I'm at Barnes & Noble, I'm like, that is pretty good. I need that. I do judge you by your cover.
Oh, yes.
But I remember being a kid, being read to a lot, and I'd have my favorite books, and they would read them so much that I would memorize the books.
That's awesome.
So when I was like 3, everyone thought I was such an advanced child.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Because I would flip through the book and know what was on the page from what my parents would read, not because I knew how to read.
Because you memorized it.
But because I memorized it. But the thing is, but slowly they would realize I didn't know because I would repeat things. So there's like this video that is like constantly brought up at like family events or like and they'll make fun of me for it, but it's like I can't remember if it was like the Rainbow Fish book or something, but it was like bluebird, 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 come out to play. Don't fly away.
That's so cute.
And then I would just be like puppy dog, puppy dog, puppy dog, puppy dog, and I would forget how many times they would say the animal's name. So I would go on for too long or not enough. And so it would feel like I knew what I was reading, but I really didn't. It's just because I just knew the flow of the book. But my parents would read to me all the time, and I really loved read. And then as I got older and actually learned to read, I started reading to my younger siblings. Like I would read to my little brother or my little sister, and we loved that. So reading was like a big thing when we were small, and like my parents, like they have like certain books that they have around like certain times of the year. So Christmas, like they always bring out their Christmas books, and like Christmas Eve we'll read the like these different Christmas stories. So I feel like children like reading was like something that my parents really encouraged ever since we were little, and reading with like our siblings and stuff.
I love that.
But I want to know about you.
I don't ever really remember reading with my siblings. I was just kind of a problem child. I didn't think my siblings were cool enough.
You're like, no.
Have you seen
You're
the
too
interview with Billie Eilish and her brother? And because they're 4 years apart, and she's 10 and he was 14, and she's like, he didn't see any value in me at that age.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
I'll have to see if I can find that video.
I thought you were gonna say if he would have been bullied, I would have been the bully.
No, but that's kind of how I saw my siblings. I didn't see any value.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, that's so real. That's so real to say. Like, I'm sure my older sister probably felt that way.
It's okay. I love them. They're amazing. But one of my favorite pictures is my dad was reading to me. It looks like it's early in the morning. I probably woke up and was like, I'm awake, so you need to be awake.
Yeah.
And my dad was probably just reading to me, but we had both fallen back asleep.
Aww.
And I think, was it Green Eggs and Ham? I don't remember what we were reading. I got read a lot of Dr. Seuss books. And like that's one of my favorite pictures because it just kind of embodies my childhood. So I feel like early childhood, a lot of credit goes to my dad as like a baby being read to, but my mom, I have to give her most of the credit for like really getting me into reading because she would read to me like the bigger chapter books. There's a few I can't remember the name of for the life of me, but we read like Harry Potter and just like tons of The Little Princess, and especially things that like had movies with them.
Yeah.
It was like a thing. Like if you read this and finish it, then we'll watch the movie together.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a goal.
A treat.
Yeah. But then soon after that, she was kind of like, okay, I've helped you out.
Yeah.
Now read on your own.
Yeah.
And she would specifically like challenge me to read like harder stuff.
Oh, that's good on your mom.
So I also think that's another reason why I read stuff that like maybe normally you should wait a little bit older, like The Hunger Games, but I read younger because my mom really pushed me to just read. Yeah.
That's really good because I was reading Frog and Toad for way too long. Like,
it's okay.
Far too long. So, my reading journey into the bigger chapter books was a very slow, like, incline. Yeah, by like age 12, I was finally reading Harry Potter and only read Harry Potter until I was like 14. And then by 14, people were like, you should read Percy Jackson. So I feel like I kind of was behind the curve.
That's alright.
But
everyone has their own
I've
journey.
slowly caught up. Yes. And sometimes I still read those books. It's great.
I love reading those books.
But that's awesome.
I love rereading books that I read. Like, I just kind of restarted doing that, like rereading books I read in middle school.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of them are holding up or if it's like nostalgic.
Yes.
So I like it because it's nostalgic.
It really depends. Sometimes I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah. Well, there are books that I have been reading where I'm like, this is probably the worst thing I have read, and I'll laugh about it, but I'm like, I'm still having fun.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I like reread and be like, wow, I looked up to this character.
I have changed.
The worst. Yeah, so, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. It's like, I'm a completely different person now. So sometimes I reread books and I'll be like, I regret rereading them. But then other times I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome. So your parents were like a huge foundation for reading.
Yeah, and then I had good teachers growing up.
That's awesome.
That have
teachers. Teachers in school. Yeah, you're right. We would read a lot in my elementary classes. Like, we would do reading time a lot. That was a normal thing.
It was a normal thing.
Cool.
I was always that kid that would get in trouble for reading and having a book. Like, if I, as a kid, ever got grounded, my mom would take my books away from me. Well, because she'd be like, you're grounded, go to your room. But my rooms were where my books were.
Oh.
So, like, I'd be fine with it.
Oh,
so it wasn't a real punishment.
So
she would have to be like, just sit there and not do anything.
That's so funny. You're like...
And I didn't have, like, a phone back then. Because phones weren't really a thing when we were middle school
Yeah.
yet, so.
No, they weren't. I didn't have a phone until I was like 14 or 15, I think.
I was 16. I'll always remember, because I was mad, 'cause my brother got one when he was younger. And I was like, I had to wait till I was 16.
Of course, Kate. Oh, let's just name drop. Of
Eh,
course,
right.
your little brother got it first. That's so funny. Yeah, I got one when I was like 14 or 15. And honestly, the world was a different place then.
I know, I don't even really remember using it all that much.
No,
Because, like,
I was
Instagram
hardly
was
on
a
my
thing,
phone.
Facebook was a thing. I think I really just used it to listen to music.
I used it
And
for
watch
music.
YouTube videos.
I used it for music and texting, and that was it.
Yeah.
And also games. Like
Oh,
I did have phone games, and then I stopped doing that.
Temple Run? Do you remember
Yeah,
Temple Run?
Temple Run.
Love
And
Temple
then
Run.
I had this like other one that was similar to Temple Run, but that was literally it. Like I felt like I was hardly on my phone. I did start Instagram when I was like 16, and I loved Instagram at the time, and now I hate it. Now I'm like scrolling, and I'm like, I don't follow any of these people. These are all ads, and I'll probably get 2 posts of the people I actually follow.
Yeah.
So
That's
now
why-
everything is like stories, and
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it.
One thing I like about our book Instagram account, though, I like going on that.
Yes.
Because I do feel like we get to post creatively on it, and the algorithm for it is all very creative stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll just go on our
Instagram.
versus my personal
I do the
account.
same thing. And then
Because I'm like, oh, I like the stuff that's on
I
here.
was gonna say, because I like the content, the algorithm, and the people you're being exposed to, because we're not doing it personally.
Yeah.
But like my personal one, I'm like, what is this garbage? Because like when
Why do I still follow this?
I know, like when I started Instagram, it was like you only like saw the stuff your people you followed posted.
Yeah. It's not like that.
No, and now you're just like bombarded, and now you doom scroll. I didn't doom scroll before either on Instagram. It used to be a very different place. But anyways,
Books are good, man.
Books are
Kids.
great.
Direct kids to books.
yeah, and I feel like we kind of already talked about like reading as young kids, how it affected us today.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's had a lasting effect on us because
Yes.
we're doing this.
Yes.
Do you remember I guess we kind of talked about this in our last one, but do you remember your favorite children's stories?
Favorite children's stories? I know, it kind of depends on definition of child. Because different phases of my life, I have different favorite books.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to my hairstylist the other day about this.
I love that.
And we were talking
We
about...
saw our hairstylist.
Well, we were just talking about like the really popular books that came out when we were like middle school, high school. So you had Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Twilight. It was like all of them kind of had their own different purposes. And she had a pretty controversial opinion about which one was actually the best one. Oh, Hunger Games. That's what it was. Hunger Games. And the consensus we came up with was Hunger Games was the best one out of all of them, narratively. But then we were just talking about like which one was our favorite as a kids. And the fun thing about that conversation is it totally explains our different personalities.
I love that. That's so cool.
Because her favorite out of like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, and Twilight are the Twilight books. Those ones are her favorite. And which just fits her personality. And I feel like Twilight gets a lot of extra hate that it doesn't necessarily deserve. It is cringy. But I actually do think the writing is better than I think than the credit it is given. But
I cannot tell you that I agree until I read it. Because I
Yeah.
have not read them.
Which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
I showed you the movies for the first time. That was fun.
Oh yeah, now it's like an annual thing that we watch Twilight.
It's
Like
fun.
we marathon it.
Oh yeah. It's iconic. Again, like the worst parts are the dialogue. The dialogue is just cringe. It's just bad. But other parts are good. Anyways, but
Everything's fun when they talk.
Fair.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
But like for me, out of the three, like Harry Potter was my favorite.
Yeah.
But that like totally describes me as a person.
Uh-huh.
And like the whimsy, just want to be a wizard, go to
Yes.
like a fantastical world.
Oh yeah.
And then just like the stuff after I read fit that mold versus for her, she went on and read like, I don't know, she's read the Odyssey like 5 times. I don't know, she's super smart.
I need to read that. I need to read the Russian authors.
Yeah.
I need to read the Greek book. I need to read Milton. That's what I need to do.
John Milton, I have tried reading a couple things. It is John, right?
John Milton?
Yeah.
Like Paradise Lost?
Yeah. So I've tried reading Paradise Lost. I need to try again. I feel like it's too nonsensical.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to, there's like so many classics that I feel like I kind of missed because I got more of the British, American, Western literature.
Yeah.
I got a lot, like I did take a world lit class, but there was 0 books that were Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Like the farthest we got was Russia.
Yeah.
So we read a little bit of Tolstoy's short stories. But I was like, we weren't reading like Japanese or Middle Eastern, or like we weren't reading any of those. And so I felt like I missed a lot of those books.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think if I were to pick favorite childhood book, it'd be Harry Potter. Yeah.
I would say Harry Potter too.
Like I had favorite books before I read Harry Potter, but I didn't have like an obsession until then.
It's insane. Like I feel like my parents like catered to my obsession for years.
Uh-huh.
I heard a sound.
That was my ankle.
Oh, okay. I was like, is it the camera?
That was my ankle.
Your poor ankle. But I was so obsessed with Harry Potter. Like when I turned 16, like my parents did like a Harry Potter themed party. And I think it was because my mom was like, let's do a birthday party for your sweet 16. And I was like, no. Like I just don't like the attention and like opening presents in front of people. Like I'd hate that. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So they decided to do like a Harry Potter thing. So they got like butterbeer, and they like my sister threw packages over the stairwell with balloons that looked like owls.
Aww,
like they did, and I was 16.
Uh-huh.
And they did so many like different, like a ton of gifts I got were like Harry Potter themed. And so I had like the Time Turner necklace, and I got like Harry Potter Legos, and then like we took our first family trip that summer, and like for bigger kids, because I come from a big family, and so all our activities were always like very little kid oriented, and they finally were like, we're gonna go to Universal Studios, and that was huge. So we all like went to Harry Potter World. Personality for years was Harry Potter, and I like had the wand, and I like want to go back. So, and like when we went back, we brought our wands and like did the spells and stuff. So Harry Potter was like a huge part of my life because there was this magical realism. Like it was just, I just loved Harry Potter. So I would say that was like my favorite children's story because it also got me into reading more. But maybe like when I was a small child, not even a small child, well, small child to end of elementary school.
Yeah.
Was Frog and Toad.
Which I love.
Like those stories were so good. And when you like have seen so many memes on like, not memes, but like posts on Instagram quoting parts of Frog and Toad, and it's like so philosophical.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love that. Like I love, like I remember how like the pages feel. Like I can remember how like the cover felt. Like those books were one of my favorites. So there's that, and then Harry Potter for like the books.
I know, and I feel like even to this day, like fantasy's still my favorite genre.
Yeah,
and I think that's because of Harry Potter. Because before that, I was reading things like Judy B. Jones.
Yeah. And
more things that are rooted in like real world stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Reading really does change you. Especially as a young kid, and shape you. Like how like lessons I learned in those kind of books have affected how I think about things today.
Yeah, totally.
Like my mom specifically picked children's books like You Are Special to grill into my brain just to be kind.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be a kind person.
Like other people aren't less than you. You're not better than
just
anyone.
Because they're different than you. Well, because kids can be mean.
Oh, yeah.
If they see something that's different, they're gonna point at it and they're gonna laugh at it.
Yeah.
Well, and she was like, "You're not gonna be that kind of kid."
Yeah, because like that's the other thing that reading is so important for kids is because kids compartmentalize. They like have like everything in a box, and if it doesn't fit with what they understand and have been exposed to, it's ostracized.
Yeah.
Which is just a natural thing we do.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's, part of it is like a safety mechanism for kids, because they're like, oh, this is different, this is unsafe, this is
wary about it, yeah.
And then, but then it can become a form of like bullying and being mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like reading, like you said, exposes you to things that you can't always expose your kids to because of your environment. Because, for example, like if you live in like this certain area, like you're not seeing other kinds of people from around the world, or hearing different languages, or like depending on where you come from, like if you have a diverse neighborhood, if you have like, but it's just like your environment can't always expose your kids to things that allow them to be that person, like being able to be kind to things that don't make sense to them.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that your mom did that.
Kudos to her.
Yeah,
good job. I don't know. I hope it worked.
Yeah, it did. You're a nice person. I'm curious, like, what I would have been like if I was introduced to more sci-fi if I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, what?
Because I never read sci-fi when I was younger.
Like, I'm like, I, like, to the point where I wonder if it, like, changes how you learn. Because, like, I wonder if there's studies on this. This could just be such a blanket statement or like generalization, but like the people that I know that love sci-fi ever since they were young, a lot of them go into STEM.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the fantasy people I feel like are in the humanities.
You know, I don't think you're wrong.
I think there is a correlation.
There seems to be some sort of correlation.
There seems to be a correlation. But I just feel like that's what I've noticed. But not saying that sci-fi people don't go into the humanities, or fantasy people don't go into STEM. But I just know that people in my life that liked those things, like their brains were shaped by those stories, and like were more, and so other things just caught their attention more. So they were more like problem solving with math and stuff versus the written word and like writing. I don't know. That's just, so I feel like it's crazy, but I feel like Harry Potter literally made me the way I am today.
Literally, it's true though.
Because I'm like, I feel like the paths and like the decisions I've made kind of come from the way I developed from reading books like Harry Potter.
Yeah. That's why I feel like, I've said this tangent so many times, so you guys are probably sick and tired of it. But I also think that's why it's so important to really think about what you're consuming too.
Yeah.
And like what you're gonna, if you are a parent, like what are you gonna, or a guardian, what are you gonna introduce to your children? Because you really, especially as kids, you soak things up.
Oh yeah.
I definitely, there's one series, it's by Cassandra Clare. It's actually super popular. It's called A City of Bones. And that was one where I think my mom would have been like, why are you reading this? This is weird. Also, like, I don't know if it's like that appropriate. It's not inappropriate, but I don't think my mom necessarily would have like loved me reading it. So I do remember like getting a Kindle and like sneaking it on there. Because she couldn't like see the cover of it. Yeah. But I mean, if you love it, I haven't read it since I was in middle school. All I remember is there were two characters who fell in love, but then it came out that they might possibly be siblings. And there's literally a line in there that was like, something about kissing, like, I would kiss you if you weren't my sister or something like that. It's like so bad.
That's so weird.
It's so weird. She fixed it. They weren't actually siblings.
Oh gosh.
But it was weird.
Yeah, that's so funny. You're like, ew.
But like, I took that in and I was like, this is so dramatic and so cool. So I mean, I was like 16, so
like the drama.
I ate it up, the drama.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like reading shapes you for the rest of your life in ways that you don't think. But like, I do think it's kind of insane the decisions I've made. Yeah. And how books kind of had a role in that.
Yeah, this is true.
But anyways,
should we read our last favorite, like some lesson that we learned from the book?
Some lesson.
In the end?
Yes.
And we shared a couple things, but there's so many in here.
Honestly, I feel like if I reread this, I would pull something different.
Oh yeah.
But I do have one.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
And it's once again, it's the horsey. I also am obsessed with horses. We've talked about this.
Yeah, you are her horse girl.
I'm a horse girl. And this pull towards the horse in the book.
I love that.
But the boy asked towards the end, this is kind of a few pages from the end, and he says, "Do you have any other advice?" asked the boy. And the horse says, "Don't measure how valuable you are by the way you are treated." And that was a big lesson that I feel like I've had to learn in the past few years. Because, I don't know, like, it's so easy to kind of believe your value based off of how people treat you. And I didn't realize how low in confidence I was until I left a certain job. I was like, oh, like, this person didn't ever make me feel empowered, or this person never really, like, saw me as an equal, and it really affected me, and I didn't really realize how much until I was working in a healthy work environment, and they were like, I think you have a little bit of trauma from this. And it wasn't even like anything crazy. Like, people have way worse stories in the workforce. But it was a lesson to me reading that, and just knowing, like, the way people treat you doesn't measure, like, who you are as a person. And don't believe that that's a metric that you need to measure yourself with. Yeah. I love that.
I do love that. Okay, mine is, I think, it's more towards the beginning.
Oh, cool.
And this is the mole talking. It's about cake. It is not about cake.
Just kidding. Yeah.
He says, this is the art, since there's no page numbers.
Oh, I pulled right through it.
I love it.
Fate.
Oh, hey, look, that art's different on this page. In your version versus my version.
Oh,
look at that.
Interesting.
Yeah, because mine's blue and yours is yellow. I don't know what the difference is, but
I don't know either.
If it's a different edition?
Yeesh. Maybe.
I don't know. Anyways. But it just says, be kind to yourself. Being kind to yourself is one of the greatest kindness, said the mole. And then on the next page, he says, we often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now, said the mole. Often, the hardest person to forgive is yourself. And I was like, oh, that's so true. There's another quote in here. I won't find it just because of time. But that says, like, fear. It's something like, what if we never had fear in our life? Like, what more would we do? Or, like, what would happen if we let fear control ourselves? I feel like that's also a big one in my life that I have to keep reminding myself. Because it's like, I hate going out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And doing something scary. But, like, if I just let the fear take over and I wasn't patient and kind with myself, what would I stop myself from doing?
Yeah. I think this podcast is a big example of, like, not doing that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I personally don't love being on screen. I don't know about anybody else, but like doing reels or things like that, it's not my favorite thing. But I love what we do. Yeah. And we wouldn't have done it if we were like, oh, we need to have everything perfect.
Have the best equipment, which you guys have seen.
We work with whatever we can.
Yeah.
We will make whatever work. And that just goes to show, like, you literally can do anything you set your mind to.
This is true.
So I love that. Don't let fear stop you, because in the end it's gonna just hurt you. Yeah, this is true. So
don't stay in the snare.
Yeah, and the kindness and forgiveness aspect is huge. Because I don't know.
And friendship, that was the other thing I loved about it. Yeah. That he like honed in on the friendship of it, and you need to surround yourself with people that love you. Yeah. If it's like family, friends, found family. You need people, man.
In this class, and we were talking about that, how like humans cannot survive without connection. Like we need to connect at some point and have like some sort of like social interaction. I love that about the book. We need each other.
Me too.
Be nice to yourself.
I'll probably just go home and reread this.
I know. Same. Maybe we could do. Oh, it'd be so cute. Like when you're like old and you record yourself reading this for your grandkids. You're just like, here you go.
Here you go.
I don't have any words of wisdom, but this book is great.
Right? So, have love. Be kind.
Yeah.
I feel like that's.
Make friends.
Again, it's so simple. Make friends. But sometimes it can be hard.
Making friends can be hard.
It's true. It's true.
But once you find your people, Like, how am I still friends with Callie?
It's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's crazy.
I think it's been longer than that.
You think?
Because we were like 14 when we met.
That's true.
I feel like we were 14, but then we hung out more when we were like 16.
Yeah.
Because there was like that drama phase.
Yeah, well, there was a couple years where I had just moved in and I was like trying to find where I fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. And then I also like, I felt like I was still kind of like a homebody too.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. I
Yeah.
still am.
That's okay.
I like being home.
Being home's nice.
Yes. But anyways,
Do you want to explain what we're doing next month?
September, we're going to do things different again. Like July was like a little break month to kind of like hone in on like what this podcast is and the impact of reading. Then we had this nice normal month.
Mm-hmm.
September we're gonna do a little bit different. I don't know what we're gonna be doing.
We're just gonna have one episode come out next month. And then, but we have pre-filmed going on like different book tours.
Oh, yes.
But that's just going to be real, so pay attention for those, but we'll release those.
Yeah, like a little series for people to, I don't know, like it's so fun to check out local bookstores and support them.
Support your local bookstores.
Because, I don't know, bookshops are important.
This is true.
And they always do cool stuff. Like they like will do cool promotions, they'll do cool book clubs in your area. So we kind of did have a series of highlighting like local bookstores where we're at. We'll make sure to include all that information in the series that we do for September.
Yeah.
So watch out for that. But yeah, we're only gonna do one episode. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do something a little bit different. We're probably just going to be yapping about something that is interesting.
That we'll just find fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys find it fun.
Yeah, some sort of challenge will be involved.
As you can tell, we haven't fully decided.
Yeah, usually we have everything planned out like months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
This one is like more
This
of
is the 1 month we were like, we want to do something different.
Yeah.
What exactly are we doing?
What do we want to do? So we're gonna
test something out.
Yeah.
See if you guys like it. See if it works.
Yeah, but once again, like there isn't like a dedicated book for September. We'd love to know what you're reading, what you're interested in right now. We'll talk about what we're. Hopefully I'm reading stuff. Hopefully I have stuff read by then. I should have had them read by today.
I was about to say we're filming it right after this.
So I'll still not have had read anything. But yeah, it'll be a little bit different and it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yes.
And we'll advertise it better as it gets closer.
Yes. Alright, but thanks for listening. We love you all. Be kind. Make friends.
Yes. Yes.
Bye.
We're your friends.
Oh yeah, we are your friends. Bye.
Bye.
We're your
Okay.
friends.
Yeah, literally, what should we do? What should we do?